Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. Today another in my Let's Say series of videos where I help you learn how to pronounce those awkward team and league names in foreign countries that you may not have encountered. Today we're looking at Turkey. In Turkey we have the Sportoto Super League. Super League is the important part. Super League. Super League. It's a tricky one. Turkish is a tricky one. I will admit this. There's going to be some tricky ones coming up. So, yeah, this is probably one of the hardest ones that I've done. It's a non-Indo-European language, and that makes it outside much of my experience. And so, like Finnish, it's just a tricky one, although Finnish has had so much influence from its Scandinavian neighbors that it's much, much easier for me. Whereas Turkish just is hard. Anyway, let's get to it. I did have one quick announcement to make. People were asking me how I get about doing this, how I do this, given that I don't actually speak the languages and that I'm, making a reasonable effort at trying to make myself sound like a native speaker. The way I do it is I'm a linguist, and I've been trained as a linguist, and so what I do is I go and bring up the name I research every single club on Wikipedia and on Forvo for pronunciations, and I listen to native speakers say it. I read what linguists have written about it in terms of how to write it down, and so I make my own notes, and they look like this. And so, let's move it over here a little bit. And so you've got the name of the club here, and then over here in the middle-ish, I can't actually see what I'm doing, so somewhere here in the middle-ish, you'll see there's a bit of weird script that looks kind of odd. And what it is it's a mix of the International Phonetic Alphabet and my own sort of, shorthand for things, using Cyrillic characters and things like that. It's not really pure IPA, but that's basically how I do it. It takes me about an hour and a half's research. On Turkey, it's getting close to about 2 hours that I spent on research, and then I make the video. So here we go. Let's get started. First team is Akhisar. Akhisar. It's not Akhisar, but Akhisar. Akhisar. Alanyaspor. Alanyaspor. Alanyaspor. The L there is the same L you get at the end of call, as opposed to the one you find at the end of bill. Call, bill. Call, bill. It's the O. So you want Alanyaspor. Antalyaspor. Antalyaspor. Başakşehir. Başakşehir. Beşiktaş. Beşiktaş. Bursaspor. Bursaspor. Fenerbahçe. Fenerbahçe. Galatasaray. Galatasaray. The emphasis goes on the last syllable. Galatasaray. And the L is the dark L from call again. Oh, and this one's hard. Gençlerbirliği. Gençlerbirliği. That's it. Gençlerbirliği. Gençlerbirliği. Don't worry about the GI on the end, just Birliği. Okay? Gençlerbirliği. Göztepe. Göztepe. Karabükspor. Karabükspor. Kasımpaşa. Kasımpaşa. Kayserispor. Kayserispor. Kayserispor. Konyaspor. Konyaspor. Osmanlispor. Osmanlispor. Osmanlispor. Sivasspor. Sivasspor. Trabzonspor. Trabzonspor. Yeni Malatyaspor. Yeni Malatyaspor. Yeni Malatyaspor. The emphasis very much on the first syllable. Malatyaspor. All right, down to the second division, which is called İlk Lig. İlk Lig, which is First League. TFF is for the Turkish Football Federation. And we have Adana Demirspor. Adana Demirspor. Adanaspor. Adanaspor. Altınordu. Altınordu. Ankaragücü. Ankaragücü. The next one, we have two possible pronunciations. One relies on, they're both abbreviations used by locals. Erzurum Bebe, Erzurum Bebe, or Bebe Erzurumspor. Bebe Erzurumspor. Boluspor. Boluspor. Çaykur Rizespor. Çaykur Rizespor. Denizlispor. Denizlispor. Elazığspor. Elazığspor. Gaziantep Bebe. Gaziantep Bebe. Giresunspor. Giresunspor. Sorry, I'll get that once more. Giresunspor. Giresunspor. Okay. Istanbulspor. Istanbulspor. Samsunspor. Samsunspor. Umraniyaspor. Umraniyaspor. Oh, and this is just the worst one. Eskişehirspor. Eskişehirspor. Eskişehirspor. I can't get the K sound right because it's not really a K. It's supposed to be something else entirely, but I cannot quite get it right. I just don't seem to have the tongue for it. So, Eskişehirspor. Eskişehirspor. That's as close as I can get. Eskişehirspor. It's tricky. Gaziantepspor. Gaziantepspor. And Manisaspor. Manisaspor. There you go, my best effort at the Turkish leagues. Can't guarantee that I've got it perfect, but there's a lot there that I'm pretty pleased with. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, drop a like, hit subscribe, hit me up on Patreon with support, whatever your thing is. Let me see, was there anything else I wanted to say? Oh, right, thank you for your time. I hope you have a great day, and take care. And eventually I will find the stop.